Africa's share of robots sold in 2015 was approximately 0.2%, 15 times lower than its share of GDP. In 2016, the smartphone penetration for Africa was 30%, this compared to the global average of 51%, creating limitations around the penetration of modern applications and uses of mobile technology. CNBC Africa's Gugulethu Mfuphi spoke to Johan Helberg, a Siemens Country Manager in Kenya, for more on the automation and digitization. Take a look.
I've been involved in industrial robotics with one of our competitors.
Oh.
So the comprehension of artificial intelligence and the socio-economic impact is close at heart, especially with the challenge in Africa where we want to create jobs. But getting back to the question, automation should not scare people. It brings all the things we desire, the comfort, the ease of life, the ease of moving, having opportunities to earn a better living in whichever way or whichever level you are in life. So it brings new opportunities. So people should look at it from that perspective, and parents should look at it and say, yes, we don't understand it necessarily, but it will create a brighter future for my kids and their kids. Because ultimately, behind technology, you need somebody to drive it, to keep it going, so that we can enjoy the benefits thereof. So, yes, automation does scare us because we don't know it. It's the unknown. And if you go back to the 40s when we talked about spaceships, everybody was scared. Nowadays, it's a common thing, and every youngster wants to climb on a spaceship. So it's a mindset, but we also need to be responsible to bring the population along with us.
Exactly.
And explain to them it's not scary. And ultimately, there's a huge benefit.
Mm-hmm. Tell us how Siemens has managed to do this, not only within the Kenyan market, but across sub-Saharan Africa as well, where, as we can tell, we're in Nairobi. It's a vibrant, bustling economy with all the movement happening outside. How does Siemens use automation and technology to empower and electrify the Kenyan cities, and that translating then into economic growth?
Yeah, Gugu, that's quite a wide one, but I mean, let's start at the top with electrification. At the moment, there's not enough energy in Kenya to serve the demands of tomorrow. Yes, they've got capacity in excess today, but as the industries grow, and we, on a weekly, monthly, yearly basis, see new industries come in, and they require a lot of energy. So at the moment, Siemens is building the high-voltage HVDC line between Ethiopia and Kenya, which will enable Kenya and Ethiopia to intertrade in a power pool, and then also to fill the gap in Kenya for energy requirements, while Kenya is increasing their own capacity. Therefore, allowing them to make more relaxed but urgent decisions on how to invest, and it's not under pressure. So this is one of the areas where Siemens supports. If we look at alternative energies, we've been quite deeply involved in the Electrification wind project as an example. Once power is going to be evacuated from there, it's going to add more green energy into the economy that's very green and very vibrant. So we're quite excited. But ultimately taking that into modern plants, a lot of the manufacturing capacity in Kenya still are built on older technology, and it's older plants that needs rejuvenation. And this is where Siemens comes in with energy efficient technologies for controls, for drives, for motors, and all these kind of products needed to enable these manufacturers, might it be a soft drink manufacturer or beer, which we fondly like here in this side of the world, or your basic fast-moving goods, or the bigger processes, sugar, tea, coffee, steel, which is picking up momentum, oil, which is also on the rise in Kenya. They found and busy exploring. So this is where Siemens plays a key role, to enable these companies not just to sell off tech, but to give technology that is proven. So first of all, if we go back to the initial discussion, where we talked about digital twins, where a whole new factory or a portion, upgrade, brownfields, greenfields, doesn't matter what kind of project, where Siemens can support these companies to simulate in near real-life conditions what this plant will look like.
Yes.
They can optimize their processes, so the day they start, they hit the start button, they would be as close as one can be at actual plant production. What does it mean? Compared to the traditional methods, it normally takes anything up 6 to 12 weeks to reach these output capacities. So imagine 12 weeks of increased capacity and efficiency, or not changing or fixing things that was engineered in good faith, but that turned out not right at the time when the environmental conditions came in. So this is where Siemens has made an impact and still can make a greater impact in the Kenya environment.
To close off with, the collaborative efforts was also something that was touched on. How has Siemens managed to do this as a global leader, but still remaining locally relevant to the market that it serves here?
Yeah, so it's very important to us. Although we a global giant, we operate in local entities, part of the bigger companies. So we're all Siemens, but we set ourselves up relevant, bringing the expertise and the so-called big brother with us into the country, and then adapt to the local requirements. On the automation side, as an example, we work with local partners. So to put it into context a little bit, we will support with promotion of product solutions and so forth, but at the same time enable industrial partners that manufacture panels, put solutions together, install, commission these systems, and then we support them from the back end again, and then through the whole value chain, because once a project's delivered, real life starts for the manufacturer. And how do you keep your manufacturing plant on? So here we cooperate with partners in the area of automation and enabling them, and we're working with Kenyans, so enable them, and we start at high school level to bring people through so that they Siemens ready, and not that Siemens is complex, but that they are Siemens ready and relevant when they enter that space.
Makes sense.
So this is some of the areas that we're involved in to make sure that Kenya benefit from Kenya, and as we like to say from a Siemens perspective, we're in Kenya for Kenya.